to talk about why is it important for mental health counselors who are working with depressed clients and why they should screen for bipolar disorder. I believe that it's important for counselors to screen for bipolar disorder in order to get a proper diagnosis, because with bipolar disorder, clients may present with other symptoms that may mimic um, major depressive disorders or different types of other disorders. And it's important that counselors really look at screening and really diving into what a client is going through and the symptoms that a client may be having. And it's important to make sure you do not misdiagnose a person who is suffering with a bipolar disorder. Because the treatment can be vastly different from a person who is just suffering with depression. So a counselor's responsibility should go across the board and making sure that clients are being screened based on not only their symptoms, but if symptoms mimic one another. One of the things that a person who is suffering from bipolar, maybe their first point of contact will be their primary care physician. And so they go in to their primary care physician, and the primary care physician look at some of the symptoms, and they may treat them over a period of time for certain symptoms. But with that, the disorder is continually manifesting in the person, and so by the time the primary care physician recognizes what's going on, they send them to a counselor, and they may send them to the psychiatrist with thinking that the person is just have depression. So it's important to screen for bipolar disorder because it's such a complicated disorder. And so some of the symptoms that a counselor should look for when screening for bipolar disorder is really having those conversations with the client. And they should look for things like, has the client experienced highs and lows, extreme highs and lows, not like when someone may be depressed and have a low, but they have these extreme highs and lows. They may be even impulsive, and not really thinking about the things that they're doing. They're living having reckless behavior and never think of the consequences that they may have based on their behavior. They may suffer a lack of concentration. They may even suffer a lack of sleep and tell the counselor, I don't sleep at night, but appear before the counselor as being very energized, So when they're up on that high, they're still energized. A lot of rapid talking. They're talking real fast, and it's kind of hard for someone to keep up with the conversation they're having. Or they may have these unrealistic beliefs about themselves. So during the screening process, they're given these grandiose stories and ideas and beliefs about who they are and these powers that they may have. So just screening someone would give a counselor an idea that a patient may be suffering more than with manic depressive or major depressive disorder, and just important to screen to ensure or to make sure that a person is not experiencing bipolar, and to begin treatment on and not misdiagnosing a person so they can receive proper treatment.